For many, the AMG C63 S is a dream car, and personally I've got a lot of respect for it because in the segment of the German super coupes, it's sort of the last real one with muscle because it's got that V8. For this drive, I'll have the C63 S in Sport Plus mode, transmission in manual, and the adaptive suspension in Sport, and I'll have the loud exhaust on as well. The most notable change made to this AMG C63 S is definitely the transmission. It doesn't have the 7-speed MCT anymore. It's got the 9-speed G-tronic. I think that was always the logical fit for this car, to be honest. It's definitely a lot smoother than before. Not that the last one wasn't smooth, but this one just feels like a better fit. It feels closer to what you experienced than maybe the E63. They've fettled with it just a little bit so that it dampens a bit more. And from the get-go, you can tell this car it's definitely more comfortable than before, and it doesn't have that same scuttle that the pre-facelift one had. The ride in that one is also slightly compromised, and this one has fairly big wheels on it as well. After the transmission, also the most notable addition to the facelift is the electronic rear differential and how that mates with the 9-step traction control system. Pre-facelift, this car, it's no secret, it was a mission to handle, and I think for that reason alone, we kind of gave it a hard time next to the M4 and the RS5 test that we did. We found that when it came to pushing it to the limit, this car, it just always felt like it was going to snap. And a bit of that is gone. I'm not taking this traction control off, even though it's got 9 steps. I'm leaving it on 100%. The 9-step system is similar to the one that you find in that new GTR. The only thing is they don't have a dial for it here on your steering wheel or on the dash like it is on the GTR. So I would imagine accessing it is a bit of a mission, and that's probably for the best. Back to the rear electronic diff, it definitely is a pleasant addition to this car. Like I said before, it was jittery in the corners. It gives you a bit more confidence, having that feeling of the car pulling you into where you need to be whenever you go into a corner, especially in something like this. The only thing is though, that traction light just goes crazy whenever you pull out, and I guess it's a good thing that it's working. In terms of interior practicality, what is new is the steering wheel, which we first saw on the Mercedes-Benz S-Class. Like you see on the Porsche, this has a sort of quick fire for your driver mode. So if you want to set it to individual and you have your personalized settings, just press a button and the car will become what you want it to. Yeah, the engine is the same as it was before, 375 kilowatts, 700 Newton meters of torque, and geez, I really don't think it even needed more power. I think this is just perfect. Especially with the changes that they made, it's bound to be faster than the pre-facelift. I mean, and I think by quite a bit as well. It's just become more user-friendly. It's nicer to use on the road as well than before. Not that the previous one was unbearable, but the fact that it would always twitch around whenever you pulled out of an intersection and basically went through tires every season, I think the engine can stay the way it is. And I mean, BMW's straight 6 and Audi's V6 are great engines, but personally they don't speak to me because they don't really have that much, dare I say it, but character. And I got a lot of respect for that M4. It's without a doubt a brilliant car, and if I drive the two back to back like I have in the past, I would usually say the M4 is the better car. But when you ask the question of what would I rather have, before this facelift it was the C63, and driving this year I've got to say the same thing, it's still the C63. It's just so sharp. entering a corner, when you brake, it's nice and stable. The back doesn't wiggle out too much. This car just works with you when you need it to. And that's exactly what a performance car should be like. It's pretty much a mild facelift. I mean, the entire range saw a conclusive one, with the C43 getting even more power. All you get here is a new front apron with that Pan Americana grille, and it really makes a big difference. The diamond grille, it wasn't really to my suiting. It was a bit too glitzy for this car. Now it has more of a presence, a bit more muscular. It has that proper aggressive look.